And live from Mediacom Ice Park in the Stan Melton Ice Arena, it is Game 2 between the Missouri State Ice Bears Division III squad and the University of Arkansas. Ice Bears lose yesterday 7-3. Missouri State now 17-13-0. Arkansas improves to 18-6 on the season. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson along with John Cook. And we'll give you a little treat today, maybe play-by-play of the third period as I get as much Division I prep done as I can before this hockey game. But it'll be Missouri State and Arkansas. And we'll give you the sights and sounds of this event here and public address from Kevin Thurl. You'll be able to know what's going on goals-wise, and I'll try to keep you on the air. Let's join Kevin Thurl right now as we have a special presentation on the ice.
3 as they take on your Ice Bears at a record of 17-7. This afternoon's game is sure to be a great matchup between two of these compelling teams. And as we get forward, we're going to get started with our starting lineups here in just a few moments, followed by a special recognition for the seniors of your Missouri State Ice Bears. Starting with the officials for tonight's game, we have referees Daniel Bruce and Craig Smith, and linesmen Terry Farrar for this afternoon's game. And now for your starting lineups for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Starting at a forward, number 6, Andrew Denome. Starting at a forward, number 13, Alex Keyser. Starting at a forward, number 42, Grant Deacon. Starting on defense for the Razorbacks, number 44, Tyler Valdrin. Starting on defense, number 26, Zach Palmer. And starting in goal for the Arkansas Razorbacks, number 96, Dusenka Joseph. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. From the heart of downtown Springfield and Mediacom Ice Park, in the house that Stan built, everyone on your feet and make some noise! Let's meet the starters for your Missouri State Ice Bears! Starting at a forward from Swansea, Illinois, number 15, Peter Palumbo. Starting at a forward from St. Charles, Missouri, number 21, Nathan Hendricks. Starting on defense for the Bears from Cedar Hill, Missouri, number 5, Craig Berry. Starting in goalie tonight for the Ice Bears from St. Peters, Missouri, number 50, Graham Nave. Ladies and gentlemen, starting at a forward from Ardrey, Alberta, Canada, a senior for the Ice Bears and a major in socio-political communication, joined by Carl and Jenna Kuzo. Let's hear it for your Ice Bears senior at a forward, number 91, Chase Dobler.
Chase, of course, used to play for the Division I squad, but prior to the new ruling that you can play 5 years, Chase, for the most part, was aged out. He could play Division III.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 91, Chase Dobler! Now starting on defense for the Ice Bears, from St. Louis, Missouri, and a public relations major, joined by her father, Rick Sabo, and uncle and aunt, Ken and Denise Sabo. Let's hear it for Ice Bears senior, number 24, Sarah Sabo!
Sarah's first time on the ice, first shift, she went into the corner and hit a guy. And the fans reacted, so did the team, and she has been one of the guys ever since, so to speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 24, and Ice Bear Senior, Sarah Sabo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from St. Louis, Missouri, a marketing management major joined by his parents, Paul and Amanda, and Grandma Jane. Let's hear it for Ice Bear Senior, number 11, and your team captain, Nolan Westoff.
Westoff got the overtime winner last weekend against Wisconsin-Platteville, 22 seconds into the overtime period on a nice 2-on-1 pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 11 and Ice Bear Senior, Nolan Westoff. Fans, let's hear it for all of the Ice Bear Seniors. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing, and gentlemen, please remove your caps for this afternoon's presentation of the National Anthem.
Moments away from the face-off here at MediaCom Ice Park. Missouri State skating from the left to the right, and the Razorbacks from the right to the left. Will leave you with the sights and sounds of this hockey game for at least a period or so.
Penalty on the play to Ice Bears number 7, Nicholas Gray. A 10-minute game misconduct for unsportsmanlike conduct. Time of the penalty at 2:09 in the first period. 10 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. 2 minutes for checking from behind. To the Ice Bears, number 74, Carlo Robillo, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalties at 4:32 of the first period. Arkansas goal scored by number 92, Zach Bukarski, assisted by number 32, Trey Lowry, and number 71, Sky Chambers. Time of the goal at 4:49 of the first period, scored by number 92, assisted by number 32 and number 71. Teams are at full strength.
Well, we got a chance. Let's take a look at that Piarski goal earlier to make it 1-0. Past Graham Nave, 1-0 Arkansas right now.
Penalty on the play to the Ice Bears, a bench minor for too many men on the ice. Time of the penalty at 11:27 of the first period. A 2-minute minor for too many men on the ice. Penalty served by number 19, Christopher Rita.
Come on, 42, let's go, let's get it going.
Missouri State Ice Bears a bench minor for too many men on the ice. Time of the penalty at 13:41 of the first period, a 2-minute minor for too many men on the ice. Served by number 18, Nathan Dallas. Penalty on the play to the Razorbacks, number 71, Sky Chambers. 2 minutes for slashing at 16:42 of the first period. A 2-minute minor for slashing.
Set it up, let's go, get in there, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, set it up, let's go. Guys know what to do, let's do it.
Arkansas goal scored shorthanded by number 6, Andrew Denome. Assisted by number 94, Drew Hill. Time of the goal at 17:18 of the first period, scored shorthanded by number 6, assisted by number 94.
Let's go. Come on, win. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Play hockey. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Get in there. Let's go. Get in front. Let's go. Come on, work it. Let's go. Come on, let's get your head out there. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Get out of it. Get out of it. Get out of it. Let's go. Come on, number 6. Let's go.
Teams are at full strength.
Everybody in. Let's go. Everybody in. Work it. Let's go. Come on. Pass it. 5. Let's go.
Last minute of the play in this period.
Come on, White. Let's go. Get in. Get in there. Get in. Get in there.
At the end of the first period of play, it's the Arkansas Razorbacks leading the Ice Bears by a score of 2-0. Shots at the end of the first, 11-9 in favor of the Missouri State Ice Bears. Fans, don't forget, as we enjoy this second intermission, that tonight at 7 p.m., the Missouri State Ice Bears D1 squad will be taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Again, that face-off is at 7 p.m., so stick around tonight as we do have more hockey. And also tomorrow at noon, Super Bowl Sunday, the Springfield Express will be taking on the Oklahoma City Blazers. And that game is free of charge in admission. So again, puck drop is at noon tomorrow for a free Springfield Express game. Plenty of hockey left to round out this great weekend.
Say hi.
Hello.
There we go. Okay. Perfect. Let's do this. And folks that are watching the D3 game, yeah, we understand. We're going to do something here as far as recorded interview for the D1 game tonight. So go ahead and listen in. You get a free preview before the game tonight. All right. Get everything shut down. Get that shut down. All right. Say hi one more time.
Hello.
There we go. Perfect. All right, here we go. Back at MediaCom Ice Park, Steve Cass and Dan Lee. Talking now with a former member of the Missouri State Ice Bears and goaltender Nick Zamora. And Nick, good to have you back. You know, I'm surprised you're gracing our presence. You're a bigwig at the St. Louis Cardinals.
No.
And yeah, come on. Anybody that is part of that organization, and I'm saying it because I'm jealous. I would love to work for the Cardinals or the Blues. Either way, I just love to work for a major league team. But you get to live your dream. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been very fortunate to have a lot of steps that have gotten me to where I am. You know, started from the bottom here in Springfield with the Springfield Cardinals, with an internship while I was here playing hockey with Missouri State, and just worked my way up from there, getting full-time jobs here and full-time jobs in St. Louis, and just taking every step one at a time.
Now, the one thing that you have already failed to tell everybody, and I know it's just briefly into your experience, but you were Waldo many, many times at the Hammonds Field for the Springfield Cardinals.
Yeah, 2012, for 70 home games, I was a Waldo mascot and got chased around by mascots every single game. So, hey, any kids that are listening, I mean, you start from the bottom and work your way up, and you'll get to where you want to be.
That's always fun, and obviously you were well liked by everybody, because the next thing you know, they kind of recommend you and say, hey, I think it's time to go to the big club.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky to have some good leadership and some good mentors here in Springfield, and some of those guys are actually up there with me now in St. Louis. And they're very fortunate to have their good graces and their good recommendations to be able to have a good job in St. Louis.
Well, you were there, I think, when Mike Matheny was there, so you kind of have him there now to kind of joke around with.
Yeah, I mean, well, Matheny's still in St. Louis. Matt Gifford, who was GM here in Springfield, is now our Vice President of Stadium Operations in St. Louis, so I see him on a day-to-day basis. So it's good.
Yeah, also Matt Gifford, which he's around here all the time now. He's back and forth because he has kids that play hockey down here, and you wouldn't miss him. He's like 6'10", but
his kid is actually, from what I hear, and then I don't want to give away too much. It sounds like, and I'm actually coaching high school ice hockey in St. Louis. It sounds like we're going to have to play against his kid a little bit in the coming years whenever they finally move the family up there, because it sounds like they're going to a different school, but it'll be a good time.
It's definitely going to be tough. You know, one of the things that I will always remember, and if I had the highlight real quickly, I would go ahead and play it, but I just remember here at MediaCom Ice Park, and I don't remember, I just remember the move. I don't remember the team without having to go back to watching it, but it was a MediaCom 22 game also, and a guy comes in, and I mean, you know what he's going to do. You know he's going to go across, and he's going to try to go up high, and you just throw the body and roll 360 on the ice, and somehow you make the save. It's probably one of the most spectacular saves I think I've seen in a while, sans Mike Pepping, and you know how good Mike Pepping was. But
yeah, Mike was the best I've ever played with. He's actually coaching with me in St. Louis now, but I mean, that was an interesting game for sure. We, I mean, that move, I guess if you call it, that I did, it's called a Mr. Alaska save, and me and actually BJ Norman, who's the coach of the D3 team here, would joke about it. I do it to him when we do shootouts in practice, and I joked with him a couple weeks before that and said, "What would you do if I ever did that in a game?" And then he's like, "I'd probably kill you." But what a lot of people don't know is I hurt myself in that game pretty badly. And I kind of just got to a point where I didn't know what to do, I mean, to fight through it. So kid came down the ice on a breakaway and just kind of felt it and did what I would have done for fun in practice when we had a little free time. And it worked out for the best, thank God. And otherwise I would have looked pretty stupid.
Nick Zamora joining us, former goaltender for the Missouri State Ice Bears. And Nick, you know, one of the things that a lot of goaltenders don't do is they don't tell their coaches that they're injured because they don't want to get pulled. They're having a good game or something like that, unless it's extremely painful or something. But a lot of goalies fight through that. And that is an interesting fact, besides the fact that goalies are crazy anyway. But
yeah, well, we only had 6-ish home games left that year, and it was my senior year, my last year playing with Missouri State. So, I mean, it was kind of one of those things where if I could fight through it, I wanted to fight through it because I wanted to cherish every moment I had left playing competitive ice hockey and wearing the Bear crest on the front of my jersey.
One of the guys that I think is absolutely hilarious is Mike Brown. And one of the things that Mike Brown did, which I thought was really funny, was twice actually. He admitted to it once, and I know he did it twice. But the first thing that he did was he played a game of tic-tac-toe with a fan behind the net. They put a sign up and they said, "Mike, mark the spot." And so he would stick his stick up and he'd mark it, and the fan would mark it then obviously for him. And during the entire game, they played a game of tic-tac-toe. But one thing that he admitted that I didn't know this was in a playoff game for the right for Missouri State to go to nationals. This is when they were Division II. He's playing another game of tic-tac-toe, and I'm thinking to myself, first of all, why would you admit that? And second of all, why would you do that? It's one of the most important games. I think it was against Central Michigan, and he admits that he played tic-tac-toe. So, have you done anything crazy like that during a game?
Yeah, I mean, people always say goalies are weird. I don't think it's as much that as it is, you take on the responsibility of kind of a tough position in sports, and sometimes some guys got to find creative ways to keep themselves in the game, and Mike was kind of one of those guys that they had to have fun with what he was doing, to stay engaged with it and to keep battling. He was he battled through every single game, and very impressive that he could always do that. So, I mean, he was a guy that had to have fun, and if he was having fun, he was playing well. So if he's doing tic-tac-toe, that's probably a good thing.
Well, let's talk about what you're doing now. Of course, you're with the big club we talked about, and you're coaching high school hockey. One thing you mentioned to me off the air was you're living in a really cool place downtown. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's actually used to be the hospital for the city, and it's now been gutted and turned into downtown loft apartments. They got 15, 20-foot ceilings, so I got it for a pretty good price. I don't know if people think it's haunted or what, but I enjoy it. It's good. I got a dog and just working downtown and coaching high school ice hockey for Parker West High School.
So is that something that you bought? It's kind of like a condo?
Yep, bought it.
So you are a homeowner now.
I am a homeowner. It's terrifying, but I'm doing well.
You don't hear any strange noises at night, and what I want to know is what they do with the infirmary. What do they do with all the medical areas? Are those now common areas, or do people actually have to live in those too?
I don't want to know, to be honest. I don't want to know what happened where I lived or anything like that. I mean, it's a nice place. They've done a really good job making it look really well done, and I'm happy to live there, and it's convenient for me being close to work, and it's around a lot of fun stuff to do in St. Louis. So
what floor are you on?
The fourth floor. I won't give you the actual apartment number.
No. We don't want to know the apartment number because there's several many rooms up there, but obviously it's a fun thing. And again, do you get to walk to work? Can you walk to work? I
probably could. I don't. I mean, that's about a mile and a quarter maybe. So it's about that range where. You think about it, but at that point you might as well just drive.
But they give you your own parking spot anyway, right?
Oh, we do have a garage right next to the ballpark, which is convenient for us, and it's good.
Nick Zamora joining us, former Ice Bears goaltender, and I'll see if I can dig up some stats on you. But
well, you mentioned Michael Brown and Mike Pepping, and it's funny because we actually were all texting each other yesterday on a group text, and one of Mike sent a picture to the group that was from 10 years ago. The Facebook memories from 10 years ago of me, Mike, Doug Gempel, if you remember Doug Gempel, and
Doug,
Michael Brown, all four of the varsity goalies from that year. So long time ago.
Wow.
All long, beautiful flowing hair. I'm showing him the picture right now on my cell phone. So it's everyone's got long, beautiful flowing hair except for Doug. Doug always kept the short hair, but we were a tight-knit group, and we loved each other, and had a lot of great memories together, had a lot of good times, and I'll always cherish getting to play hockey with those guys for sure.
Speaking of Mike Pepping, I can tell you the year that he decided to cut his hair. And it was during he was elected to the All-Star. It was a European All-Star tour, and in 2009-10, and I got to go on there and broadcast those games, and some of the guys were great, but some of them were just kind of little pesky type of guys. And So what happened was they had different places for people to stay. The players, they put in this hostel. We were in a town called Fusen, Germany. And it was like this youth hostel almost, because it was floors of nothing but just a bunch of rooms and beds, and then 2 or 3 bathrooms that everyone had to share. Now, luckily, I was kind of in a smaller version of that. It was down by the practice rink, a small little area, and I had to share a couple of beds these beds were together. They were single beds, but they were put together with one little strip of wood between them, and that was like the divider. And we're like, no, that's not going to happen.
So were you bunking with Mike, or?
No, he was with the players.
Okay.
But it was one of the coaches from Davenport, and great guy, Phil Sweeney. He's now the head coach of Davenport. But Phil decided to go move and bunk with somebody else, so I kind of had the whole room to myself, which was great. Shower room, everything to myself. But the players had to stay in this kind of hostel type place, youth hostel type place. That's what they do over in Europe. They do a lot of that. Well, one day, Mike has a stocking cap on, and the next day he has a stocking cap on. Mike very rarely wears one, if twice a day. And I said to him, what's going on? He says, I was sleeping and they cut my hair. And I said, what are you talking about? He had long flowing locks. They snipped it right in the front.
Oh, man.
And he didn't, obviously it looked really bad, and he didn't want anyone to see it. So the next day I see him and it's completely shaved off. He went and got a haircut. He was tired of it, and he's been that way ever since almost.
Yeah, and Mike's a great guy too. You were talking about Michael Brown and his way of thinking and his way of playing goaltending earlier. Mike Pepping was different. He was the guy that was always zoned in, always focused, always really intense on the ice, and fighting through every play that way versus just having a good time with it. I kind of feel like I was a little bit of a mixture of both of them. I sat behind a lot of those guys a long time when I was younger. Freshman, sophomore here, so I sat in there and I absorbed everything I could from Brownie and from Pep, and tried to take every little thing from both their games to make myself a good goalie.
Yeah, I finally got up the stats here looking at Mike Pepping, and one of the things about him, there was issues where he was injured, so he played really 5 seasons because he was injured. He got to play for a long time, from the 5-6 season to the 9-10 season. And goals against average of 2.99, 3.24, 2.71. That was the year he went to the European All-Star trip. But if you look at his save percentage, above 91% most of the years. And I remember him for a huge save that he made. It was in SIUE. The guy was going to do a wraparound, and Mike was already kind of facing behind the net following the guy, and he kind of tripped a little bit. And he thought, well, I can't turn around and slide. I'm just going to go ahead and slide with myself facing the net. The guy does a wraparound. He makes the save with the back of his leg.
Yeah, I think I was on the bench for that, and I was laughing hysterically because I don't even think either one of us could tell you exactly how he got in the position that he did. But it was a weird play. I don't know if he got tangled up with somebody or what, but some guy wrapped around the net and he got tangled up, was facing the wrong direction, and it was kind of a bang-bang play, and the guy had a shot in the slot, and so he looked over and saw what it was doing and just went down in the butterfly backwards, and I don't know if it hit him in the butt or hit him in the leg, but it was a really funny save. But you do whatever you can to keep it out of the net, that's for sure.
Exactly, that's what you have to do. Nick Zamora joining us here. Nick, it has been a pleasure to have you, and I assume you're going to stay for the rest of the game. And
yeah, we're definitely gonna watch at least another period for sure.
All right, well, good luck. And what's the name of your team that you're coaching?
Parker West High School. It's a high school in St. Louis, and we start playoffs next week. I've got a couple kids that are actually thinking about coming to Missouri State. They're going to try to come down here, maybe try out for the team, so maybe you'll see some of my kids playing here soon.
All right, well, every time I end a broadcast, I tell one of the players, hey, I wish you goals or I wish you great saves. In this case, I wish you a bunch of wins with your hockey club.
Hey, yes, sir. Thank you. We're the 1 seed in the Founders Cup, so it's a lower division, but we're hoping to come away with a state championship.
All right, Nick Zamora, former goaltender with Missouri State. Nick, thanks so much for doing this. Appreciate it. We'll take a break. Be back. More hockey coming up in a moment.
Missouri State goal scored by number 91, Chase Dobler. Assisted by number 15, Peter Palumbo. Time of the goal at the 7-second mark of the second period, scored by number 91, assisted by number 15. That's a Missouri State Ice Bears goal!
let's go now. Come on, let's set it up. Set it up.
Well, apparently we've lost our public address feed. We'll try to get that fixed for you. But after 2 periods of play, it is a 3-1 lead for Arkansas. Goal late there, did not get the call on who scored it, and I don't think the camera angle got that either. So 3-1 after 2 periods of play. We'll be back with the third period. Missouri State.
Coach Colin Hesse and assistant coach Justin McDowell.
Really know it, and I think they do. Side boards now taken away by a Flott, and it's Tabor Ice. Good play by Schumacher, as waiting to hit him was Haddock, and Schumacher stepped around him.
But then he has the puck taken away from him, and it comes back to Arkansas, and they'll work it into the zone now. Chris Salmon will try to feed it back behind, and he gets too much pressure back there. It'll be taken away. The Ice Bears get it as far as neutral ice. Arkansas quickly feeds it back inside off the stick of Landon House. Ice Bears catch Arkansas on a line change and take over defensively, but they've got to make a change of their own.
He goes into him. I should probably talk to as many players as I can before the game. Across the line to Kovacic. Kovacic, the leading scorer for Missouri State. Drive, score! And guess who gets that? Across the line to Kovacic. Kovacic, the leading scorer. Ball used to play for the Springfield Express here at MediaCom Ice Park. Puck to the far side, and it is poked out to center ice. Smith will have it.
Oh, he is dogged by Luke Gradisar, but he got the better of that battle, and back it comes to turn.
Across the line to Kovacic. Kovacic, the leading scorer for Missouri State. Drive, score! And guess who gets that goal? The guy that we are going to talk to in the second period intermission, Carson Warnig.
Isn't that the way it usually goes?
And Missouri State takes a 1-0 lead. I've always said that most of the time I should probably talk to as many players as I can before the game, because usually they get goals. Carson Warnig with a nice blast through some traffic, and Missouri State has a 1-0 lead.
You know, that would sound really egotistical if it wasn't so true. It happens more often than not. I can't figure it out.
Kovacic, the leading scorer for Missouri State. Drive, score! Kovacic, the leading scorer for Missouri.
Got the better of that battle, and back it comes to turn.
Across the line to Kovacic. Kovacic, the leading scorer.
Turn.
Across the line to Kovacic. Across the line to Across the line to Kovacic. Kovacic, the leading scorer for Missouri State. Missouri State drive, score! And Missouri State takes a 1-0 lead.
Isn't that the way it usually goes?
Guy that we are going to talk to in the second period intermission, Carson Warnig.
Isn't that the way it usually goes?
And Missouri State takes a 1-0 lead. I've always said that most of the time
Isn't that the way it usually goes?
I've always said that most of the time
Isn't that the way it usually goes?
I've always said that most of the time I should probably talk to as many players as I can before the game, because usually they get goals. Carson Warnig with a nice blast through some traffic, and Missouri State has a 1-0 lead.
You know, that would sound really egotistical if it wasn't so true. It happens more often than not. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've kind of changed it up.
And they'll crash.
Goaltender Virgo, he'll hold up. Maybe a win, as you mentioned. And score to O'Brien! Brown and Missouri State.
And they'll crash along the, and they'll take it in on the right wing. Another. This time it'll come to the right face-off circle as you're looking out from the crease of Bailey Stevens. The left from our perspective up here.
Score to O'Brien!
That was an impossible pass, but it happened.
I'm going to do it, Dan. I'm going to interview every Ice Bears player. The two we interviewed today have scored goals.
And they'll crash along the back corner, out to in front. Here's a shot and a good block applied that time by Launder.
2-on-1. Here's Saunders with Launder. To Launder, he shoots, he scores! I'm going to do it, Dan. I'm going to interview every Ice Bears player. The two we interviewed today have scored goals. And Chad Launder gets his first goal with Missouri State this season. It's 5-1 in favor of Missouri State.
There's just no explanation for it.
The Ice Bears, with two guys that have not scored, they put it on tonight, including Chad Launder, the last one.
Corner, out to in front. Here's a shot and a good block applied that time by Launder.
2-on-1. Here's 2-on-1. Here's Saunders with Launder. To Launder, he shoots, he scores! I'm going to do it, Dan. I'm going to interview every Ice Bears player. The two we interviewed today have scored goals. And Chad Launder gets his first goal with Missouri State this season. And welcome back to Mediacom Ice Park, the Stan Melton Ice Arena. Game 2 between Missouri State and Arkansas. We'll go ahead and give you some play-by-play here of the third period as both teams are making their way out on to the ice. Missouri State, well, they were playing this Arkansas Razorback team tough. So tough, in fact, with just 7 seconds left in the period, Missouri State looked like they were going to come away with a 1-goal deficit. First goal of the game, Zach Piekarski, actually, his second of the season, and it's a 1-0 lead. That one coming in the first period at 4:49. Then at 17:18, Andrew Denome's second on a breakaway. And Missouri State trails 2-0. Chase Dobler comes back for the Ice Bears right off the face-off in the second period, and a nice pass from Peter Palumbo. And it is a 2-1 game, but then all of a sudden, late in the period, a goal by Arkansas. And that's where we stand right now, with Arkansas taking a 3-1 lead as we are ready for action here in this third period. Shots on the board, 20-24 in favor of Arkansas. .24 shots on Graham Nave, so 13 in the period. 9 on Duzenka Joseph. Missouri State 17-14 on the season. And the University of Arkansas Razorbacks 18-6. Ice Bears ranked number 11. Razorbacks ranked number 6. And off the draw, puck will go back into the Missouri State end of the ice. Sarah Sabo with it, the senior. Gives it off to her defensive partner, and it comes out to the point, but held in. Trey Lowry is able to keep it in, but the Ice Bears will have it. Across the line, into the Arkansas zone. Nathan Hendricks drops down in low. Palumbo is able to poke it away, but it's intercepted, taken away by Lowry, and he'll have it on the left side. Lowry with the puck. He'll drop down in low, working it with 19:26 to go in the period. Puck behind the net, broken up there. Taken at the half boards, right out in front, saved by Nave. As the puck came right into Graham Nave, and he's able to hold on to it. 19:17 remaining in the period, and Missouri State just was able to, thanks to Nave, thwart being down 4-1. Well, joining us in the broadcast booth, assistant coach for the Missouri State Division I team, and Ryan Armstrong. Ryan, thanks for joining me.
Steve, no problem. Just wanted to come out and stand up here for the rest of the game with you and see if the Bears can pull this one out.
Of course, Missouri State really needs this win. This is their final game of the season, and they really do need to take a win here because they are mere percentage points. 3/100ths of a percentage point out of a playoff spot.
Yeah, it's pretty tight right now, and the guys are playing like it. You know, you can tell that they know what's at stake, and a couple of unlucky bounces so far this game, and they're going to do whatever they can to claw back into it. Looks like Graham Nave is having a few technical difficulties over there at the bench, doing some work on his pads right now. So that's the reason for the delay. But looks like Scott over there, the athletic trainer, is trying to help him out with it. So hopefully we get that fixed and on our way soon. But yeah, no, it's been a decent game so far. I know that the guys would want a different outcome, but it's not been a bad game. I just, they need to change the small stuff and capitalize on the small things. Looks like we're ready to go here.
And off the draw, puck will immediately be flipped up. That'll give us a chance real quickly to take a look at that save that Nave made. And it was just kind of a bang-bang play. See if we can get the tail end of it here, right there. And I think after he made the save, it kind of disrupted his pad a little bit. Delay for that. Meanwhile, Ice Bears have possession, skating left to right. Here's Nathan Dallas, drive in, save, rebound. Ice Bears pick it up right out in front, and a good backhanded opportunity there by Carson Komar, and it's stopped by the goaltender, Dusenka Joseph.
Dusenka, that's a good one.
He is 10-2 with a 2.16 goals against average and a .916 save percentage. Graham Nave for the Ice Bears is 3-5 actually in 9 games with a 5.58 goals against average and an .839 save percentage. Here come the Ice Bears again. They don't really care about the stats. They just care about winning this hockey game. Puck is cleared out to center. Glove down by Missouri State's Vinnie Milburn. He'll send it in. And it'll be stopped once again by Joseph. Arkansas will set things up with 18:36 to go in the period. Ice Bears with some good pressure, although unfortunately Nathan Dallas runs into his own man, gets upended. Now we get some pushing and shoving. Nice open ice check. That's legal as things go on. But here comes Arkansas. Down the middle was Alex Kuzer. He got a goal in yesterday's game. Puck sent back out, and Nave will stop it there. Line change for both teams with 18:12 to go in the period. Lead pass off a chased Oberstick. Tip, no icing. All the way down where it'll be chased by Zach Palmer. Palmer gets the better of it. He'll give it up to the near side boards to Jacob Yassin. He'll have it left side. Send it all the way around. Get it to the far side now. Trying to work with the puck. And we'll have to see who number 2 is. I think they have changed uniforms on me.
Was that maybe the guy who upended Dallas there? That was a pretty good collision. Dallas went in for the check and got a little reverse action and ended up taking the worst of that.
Yeah, we'll have to double check on that
offside,
one.
The late offsides, yeah.
Well, one of the things that folks may or may not realize about you is you're an official, so you know kind of a lot of the things that go on here, and you can almost see it a lot easier than some can.
Yeah, last night was a great example in our game at 7 o'clock. There was an instance where the referees did not see an infraction, but the linesman did. So a linesman's not allowed to call penalties. But if it's a major, or it constitutes as a major penalty, and the referees miss it, at the first stoppage, the linesman can tell the referee there was a 5-minute major. That happened last night. Chris Stovall from Arkansas / Chris Brown, defenseman from Missouri State, slashed him in the head pretty good after a goal. So I was kind of, I'll say, vocal on the bench, trying to get the attention of the referees, and it ended up in a 5-minute major and a game misconduct. So, yes, that we as an official crew, it's like playing with a team. You know how each other works, and I know a lot of these officials. We pull out of St. Louis for our referees for both Division I and Division III, and we've had a great relationship with them over the past 15, 16, 17 seasons, I think it is now.
As puck comes over to the left side, Matt Lasky scores as the Ice Bears were having trouble in their own zone. And it is now a 4-1 lead for Arkansas. As you were talking there, the Razorbacks were setting it up, and just much like that goal at the end of the period happened, this one is the same thing. And you could kind of almost tell that they were trying to do it because Nave had to make a huge save. And Lasky in the corner, you can't see it, it's just off camera, but Lasky gets the goal, and Missouri State trails by a score of 4-1.
Yeah, apologize for rambling on right there, but anybody who was watching and could see that they were hemmed in their zone pretty good for about 40, 50 seconds, and weren't able to clear the puck. You get tired players out there, and they had an open guy, and they capitalized on that one.
Lasky's
good shot from Barry up the point, broke his stick on the process too.
That is Lasky's 17th goal of the season. And Arkansas takes the 4-1 lead. Well, you have done a lot of the Western States Hockey League games too, and there is a Super Bowl matinee game tomorrow. Are you doing that one?
I will be part of the officiating crew. Yes, I will. That's going to be an interesting game. It's a single Sunday game, 12 o'clock, and I believe it is
free.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm pretty sure it was free.
Come on down.
So that'll be a fun game to come out to. So
48, Matt Lasky assisted by number 32, Trey Lowry, and number 3, Evan Kerr. Time of the goal at 3:29 of the third period, scored by number 48, assisted by number 32 and number 3.
So that goal was assisted by Evan Kerr. Kerr had 4 goals in last night's game.
Wow. He's figured something out, that's for sure.
But yeah, getting back to that free game, you don't see that much, but I hope the fans do decide to come out and watch that. It's an important game for Springfield. But more importantly, you can start your day off with hockey and end your day with football.
Maybe a few frosty beverages and some wings later that night, and hopefully see a really good football game. I'm excited. You know, a couple of us coaches are getting together and watching it all together at a house. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know, that Tom Brady, he's something else. He can make it happen.
You know, just for the heck of it, I'm voting for the underdog.
You know what? I think a lot of people want to see the Patriots lose. It is what it is. I want to watch any sport. There's a great competition level, and this is as big as it gets for football. So I'm definitely excited for
and I do joke with people, but for the first time in a while, I actually want to watch the commercials.
You know what? I hope they're good because those are fun. You know, I'm partial to Anheuser-Busch because I'm an AB guy, but I love the commercials they used to make.
You'll
back
like
in the
their
day.
commercial. I've actually seen it already. I got an advanced preview of it.
Oh, really? What do you got here?
And I can tell you about it if you'd like.
Or
do you
shoot
want to
me
watch
afterwards, or
no?
Is it a funny one or is it an emotional one? Because they had one a couple years ago with the Clydesdales and the little baby Clydesdale, and it was a little bit of an emotional one. And then they have the funny ones, like they used to do back in the mid-'90s.
Yeah. No, like the Budweiser Frogs.
Oh,
This is an emotional one.
Oh,
basically.
Great. No, then don't tell me. I'll watch it and cry in person, I guess.
Okay. Well, it's kind of emotional. I mean, it starts out where okay. I'll tell you a little bit about it.
All right.
I'll probably end up telling you the whole thing. But basically, it's a guy, he kisses his wife and kids, and you think, oh, no, he's going out. Maybe he's in the military or something. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing you know, they get to the assembly line, and they start running the beer. Well, it doesn't say beer. It says water.
Okay.
And then they start delivering it out to affected places across the country, obviously with the weather.
I'm just telling you that company knows what they're doing. Those Anheuser-Busch boys, they're smart.
Meanwhile, we have a hockey game to go here.
Steve, I appreciate the time having me on for a couple minutes. I got to get back down and do some coaching duties for our game later tonight at 7. So everybody listening, hope you stay tuned for 7 o'clock. And Steve, thanks for broadcasting today's game and the game later today. So,
you got it. Thanks so much,
guys.
Ryan. That's Ryan Armstrong, assistant coach of Missouri State. Meanwhile, play is underway at center ice, and the Ice Bears will have control. It's Carson Komar. Now gives it up to Chase Dobler. Ice Bears trail by 3. Open to come back here. Make it a good one. Across the line. Here is Nathan Hendricks. Drive in, that's partially blocked. And the puck is flipped up and out of play. Line change for both teams. Shots now 31-24 in favor of Arkansas. And you have to wonder if that goal with 7 seconds left, and I still have not been able to figure that out. We lost our PA feed. I don't know, some of you that are Arkansas fans, you say, oh, I know exactly who that guy is, but we lost our PA feed at the time. And when you're trying to learn everybody in about 10 seconds, it's not a good thing. Meanwhile, puck's all the way down into the Arkansas end of the ice. Here is Brooks Moore. He gets checked off by the Ice Bears' Tyler Ellsburn, and it's clear to the far side. Now to the near side boards, all the way down to the Missouri State zone. Nave is able to clear it out to center. And Joseph Marsh will have control. Bucket center, sent all the way down. This should be an icing call, and it is. Icing brings it all the way back into the Missouri State end of the ice. 13 minutes exactly to go in the period. Off the draw, the Ice Bears had possession momentarily, sent over to the far side, looking for some help and trying to get an opportunity on the far side was Matthew Tallow. Now he comes out to center ice, and actually, no, that was 26. That was Zach Palmer. Sent right back in. 12:37 to go in the period. Puck cleared out to center. Swept in by Tyler Valderon, intercepted by Missouri State. Elsbrand will keep it to the corner. Catalano was stepped in front of by Lowry, and we're going to get a penalty. It goes against Missouri State. Delayed call. Now it's touched up. Penalty against the Ice Bears. And I believe this is going to be, what are they going to call? Trip. And that'll go against Catalano. (4-1) in favor of Arkansas. Pekarski with his second, that at 4:49 of the first. Denome with his second at 17:18. That was a shorthanded goal.
Number 20, Christian Catalano. 2 minutes for tripping at 7:42 of the third period. A 2-minute minor for tripping.
Meanwhile, Chase Dobler has the puck. He gets run off. And now it's Lowry. Gets as far as the Ice Bears line, shoots it all the way in, where it's Craig Berry to stop it. Can't clear it, though. Bouncing puck. Sent in by Pekarski. Or Pekarski, that is. Now he's up the middle. He shoots and score! It went through the wickets of Nave, and Pekarski gets his third goal of the season, second of the game. It's 5-1. This one's a power play. Coming at 9:26. One that saw eyes into the back of the net. Thought he had the pads closed, but that was not the case.
Arkansas goals scored on the power play by number 92, Zach Bukowski. Assisted by number 48, Matt Lasky. Time of the goal at 8:26 of the third period, scored on the power play by number 92, assisted by number 48.
Meanwhile, we get a whistle, and the icing call will bring it back into the Missouri State end of the ice. (8:26) the time of the goal, a power play goal. Pekarski is third and second of the game. And as you heard, Lasky with the assist. (10:55) to go in the period. Puck sent in a Nave. He'll hold on to it there, wait for his defense. Final game for Missouri State, and with these pair of losses, if indeed with 10:40 remaining the Ice Bears do lose this hockey game, they will not make the top 10. And with that, they still have their Mid-America Collegiate Hockey Association MACA tournament to go. But that'll be it for postseason, and that will be on the road. Same for Arkansas. They'll have their tournament. I think it's the SECHL tournament. Now here's Arkansas with Hill. Tries to squeeze through. Gets it to the corner. And to the near side, it's out to center ice. Clark lost it. Grabbed by Arkansas. Palmer gets it in, and from behind the net, Yassine is able to get a pass up. Now we get a whistle and a stoppage in play, and there will be a penalty. And this one may be once again against Missouri State. I think we're going to get Carlo Robello going in for Missouri State. That may be the only penalty. Looks like coincidentals here. 5-minute major assessed to Robello.
For Carlo Robello, a 5-minute major for boarding at 10:15 of the third period. A 5-minute major for boarding to the Razorbacks number 11, Jacob Yassine. 10 minutes for misconduct at 10:15 of the third period. A 10-minute misconduct.
Those are the calls there. So the 5 minutes go up on the board. And Arkansas, with the almost half of the remainder of this period left, with the man advantage, barring any further penalties. Matt Lasky sends it into the corner, looking for a return pass. Instead, it goes to the right side to Alex Kusner. Or Kuser. No N in there. 4:09 remaining in the major penalty. Comes up the middle, a touch pass out of the slot. Now Justin Koch there. Power play has 3:47 to go. Cross ice pass, misses everybody. Picked up by Lowry. Confirmation that Lowry was the one that got that goal late in the period. Now shot in, save, rebound, up the middle, and missing it wide was Kuser. High slot shot and a blast in is denied after getting that opportunity was Sky Chambers. Good blocker save there by Nave. Puck sent all the way down and a line change for both teams. Did get confirmation that goal late in the period with 7 seconds left was Lowry's goal. Power play for 2:32 for Arkansas. They work it around. They lead 5-1. No rush here. Pass from Drew Hill over to the corner. Now fresh on the ice. Drive in that just misses wide. And we get a whistle for a penalty and a stoppage in play. The guy that just came off the box and got that shot was Palmer. But a penalty this time against Arkansas. It's a slashing call. And we're going to get a misconduct too. Referee Danny Bruce calls both. Additional penalties to Gray. He's going to go for Missouri State. They're probably both going to get 2 and 10. So we'll hear from Kevin Thurl in a moment on these penalties.
Number 6, Andrew Denome, 2 minutes for slashing at 12:57 of the third period, a 2-minute minor for slashing. To the Missouri State Ice Bears, number 7, Nicholas Gray, 10-minute misconduct at 12:57 of the third period, a 10-minute misconduct.
That's the calls there. Once again, right off the draw, Nave has to make a big save with a 4-on-4 for another 142. And then it'll be another power play for Arkansas. A short one, though. Arkansas with it again. Drive that's partially blocked. And the follow-up is held on to by Nave. .6:32 to go in this hockey game here. Don't forget our next broadcast, 7 o'clock tonight. Missouri State and Arkansas, Division I action. We'll have it for you right here from Mediacom Ice Park. And as Ryan Armstrong told you about earlier, he'll be refereeing the Western States Hockey League game. That's tomorrow at noon between Springfield and Oklahoma City. It's a makeup game, so tune in for that if you'd like to right here on WebSports. 1:14 to go. Well, I take that back. It'll be 1:14 until there is a short power play. Meanwhile, the puck is touched up and an offside. Face off outside the zone. And sent by Bakarski all the way down to the Ice Bear zone. No icing, and Nave has to get right on the goalpost. As before it crossed the line, good work there by Kerr. Mentioned he had 4 goals in last night's game. John, I don't know about you, but even with the heaters on, it's getting cold in here all of a sudden. Again. And it's a fairly good crowd here for these two teams. Meanwhile, with 5:51 remaining in the period, puck sent to the far side, and it's the Ice Bears' Christopher Rita. Return pass to him. He is bumped off the play. Fans react to a good play there by Arkansas. Sent down in low. Good opportunity there as Brooks Moore got that position for the shot. Now another bouncer in, this one by Matt Lasky. In 10 seconds, it'll be about an 18-second power play for Arkansas. Now 18 seconds remaining in a power play for the Razorbacks. Marsh. Intercepted by the Ice Bears. Catalano, he'll send it down in low. Picked up once again by Marsh. Sent to the line. Intercepted briefly by Catalano, but it's out to center ice. Sarah Sabo sends it right back in with authority. We're 5-on-5. Power play is over. Partially tipped, no icing, says the referee. 4:31 to go. Catalano with a good hit behind the net. Swiped out by Drew Hill. All the way down. This is an icing call. 4:14 to go in the third period. And Missouri State trailing by a score of 4-1. Zach Bakarski, that is, makes it a 1-0 game. Then Denome makes it 2-0 on a good breakaway. Lowry ties it up, or excuse me, this is Lowry's goal. But prior to that, let's go back. Let's do things in order here. After it's 2-0, Chase Dobler makes it 2-1. Now this is right off the face-off, 7 seconds into the period. And Missouri State has a 2-1 deficit. Then Lowry says, you know what, I can do it too. So he scores with 7 seconds left in the period. Then it's Lasky to make it 4-1. And the last goal, number 5, this one's on a power play, and it's a blast straight through that does get through the wickets of the goaltender, Nave. The third goal of the season, second by Bakarski. Lasky with the assist, and 5-1 is where we are right now. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to update the scoreboard for you. It's 5-1, not 4-1 there. That's where we stand right now. Meanwhile, play is taken by the Razorbacks. They have a 3-on-3 into the zone. Lasky had it stolen from him. And it'll be Tyler Valdron to send it in. He'll have it again. To the right dot. Now a drive in and a save as Kerr got that shot. Good save there by Nave. 3:31 to go. Stolen, and Kerr with another drive. It gets deflected up and out of play. 5-1 in favor of Arkansas. So Missouri State would, if they do lose this game in 3:27, end up with a 17-15 record on the season. Arkansas will improve to 19-6. Once again off the draw, Nave will have to make the save there. Shots 39-25 in favor of Arkansas. Face off again, won by Arkansas, but Missouri State will control the puck. You would think that with Sarah Sabo on the ice that the guys would feed her, maybe get her first goal. Puck sent down in low. Hendricks is there. Behind the net, stolen. Now they tried to feed Sabo, but it comes right out in front to Hendricks. And a good save by Yosef. Both teams will change lines. 2:55 remains. And off the draw, the Ice Bears have it again. Sabo with a small shot, kicks it ahead, but it's intercepted, taken away by Valdron, and he'll clear it out to the right side, left side that is. Bakarski behind the net, but the Ice Bears intercept, taken away by Coach. Lead pass, right side. Robello, he's back from his 10 minutes, sent down in low to Doyle, right back to Robello. Working it with 2:25. Intercepted by Arkansas. Razorbacks get it out to center ice on a pass from Palmer. All the way down, icing will be the call. 2:18 to go in the period. Icing brings it back. Into the Arkansas end of the ice. Don't forget, we'll have another game for you right here. Missouri State Division I squad. Broadcast to start right about 6:30 or so. So that'll be another hour from now. Shot off the side of the net. So we will not have a continuous stream on that. We'll go ahead and restart everything about 6:30. So join us back then. Here is Aiden Everett. Sends it to the far side and a line change. Ice Bears with 1:42 to go. Now at the red line, still a scrum for it. In there working hard is Ashton Clark. Taken away by Drew Hill. Sends it down in low with 1:17 to go in the period. Puck cleared, sent out to center and back into the Arkansas end with 1:04 to go.
Last minute remaining in this period.
Here comes the drive in by Hill. Save Nave behind the net. Far side to Rita. Outlet pass. Comes to Komar. Dumps it down in low. Looking for some help. Off the glass to Dobler. Kicks it to the far side. 41 seconds remaining. They're going to feed Sabo. She shoots. It's blocked in front. Now taken away. Drive and a save again as this drive off the stick of Milburn is taken out to center ice. And Sabo will come back. 28 seconds remains. Ice Bears trying to get something going, but it's deeper into the Missouri State end of the ice with 16 to go. Puck clear to Dobler. He'll chip it out to center with 9 seconds. Back for good measure is Marsh, and he'll go behind his own net, and that will do it for the third period. Final game of the 2017-18 season for the Missouri State Division III Hockey Club ends in a defeat. Arkansas, ranked number 6 in ACHA Division III. They sweep the series over Missouri State by a score of 5-1. We'll go over the goals quickly for you here. Pekarski, goal number 2, 449. Lowry and Chambers with the assist, and that makes it a 1-0 game. Denome picks up his second. Drew Hill with the assist. This is shorthanded, and it's 2-0. Then Chase Dobler comes back with his 15th of the season. Palumbo with the assist. This one 7 seconds into the period, right off the face-off, and Missouri State is right back in it. But no scoring until 7 seconds left in the second period. Lowry with his 21st, and it's 3-1. And then Lasky puts good measure on this hockey game with his 17th. Lowry and Kerr with the assists. That makes it a 4-1 game. And then on the power play, Pekarski with his third of the season, second of the game, one that from the high slot goes right through the wickets of the goaltender Nave, and 5-1 is your final score. Shots on goal in the third period. Yosef faces 7, 3-period total of 27. Graham Nave was 16 on him, a 3-period total of 40. Once again, don't forget our next broadcast will be coming up in about an hour or so. It'll be Missouri State versus Arkansas Division I play. We'll have it for you as Missouri State has something on the line too, much like Arkansas and Missouri State actually did here in this game. A lot on the line for the Ice Bears, and we will have that for you coming up. Well, Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Steve Casson, and appreciate you joining us. More games going on. In fact, next year, another showcase. So we hope that you'll stay tuned for that. We'll give you more details later on in this season. Steve Casson for John Cook, thanks for tuning in. The Ice Bears do lose 5-1. Stay tuned. We'll have another game in an hour.
You've been listening to Missouri State Ice Bears Hockey with your host, Steve Casson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Ice Bears Hockey is a presentation of DS Sports Enterprises and WebSportsRadio.com.